Beatrice was the warmest soul in her neighborhood. Her laughter filled her shop, and people often said that her smile could soften the hardest heart. With her husband Michael by her side, they built a modest but thriving grocery store in the heart of the town. Customers loved her, and her kindness made her the center of many people's lives. She was known for giving out extra change to old women who came in with just enough to buy gari, and she always had a sweet for every child that walked in. Then something changed. It started the day she walked into Firmlight Enterprises, a large-scale distributor that offered her a lucrative deal and promised her exclusive rights to premium supplies in the region. The man who sat across from her that day, in his finely tailored suit and with a smirk of superiority, made her feel seen in a way she hadn't before. "You could be bigger than this town," he said. "But people like you don't grow by being nice. They grow by being respected, feared even." Something about those words latched onto her heart. From that day forward, Beatrice stopped handing out sweets. She stopped giving discounts. She began to see every kind gesture as a weakness. Slowly, her laughter disappeared from her store. The Beatrice who once helped a limping customer carry their groceries was gone. In her place stood a sharp-tongued woman who eyed her customers with disdain. Her words turned bitter, her eyes sharper. She scrutinized everything, how her customers dressed, how they spoke, even what they could afford. "If you can't pay full price, maybe go somewhere cheap," she told a struggling mother one afternoon. Michael, always soft-spoken and kind, tried to pull her back, but she rolled her eyes. "People only respect you when you show them you're better," she said. Her neighbors whispered. Her old friends stopped coming around. She didn't care. Business boomed for a while. She expanded the shop, painted it with gold trimmings, and changed the sign to read Beatrice's Empire. Her workers were constantly on edge, trembling at the sound of her heels approaching. Even Michael, who once adored her, began to feel like a stranger in their own home. Then came the woman in rags. It was a hot Thursday afternoon when a tired, dirt-covered woman wandered into Beatrice's shop asking for water. Beatrice looked at her with disgust. "This is not a charity home," she snapped. The woman simply nodded, turned, and walked out, her eyes filled with something Beatrice couldn't quite name. Pity? Sadness? She ignored it and returned to barking orders at her staff. The first sign of decline came quietly. Customers began drifting to newer shops. Then one of her most loyal staff members quit without notice, claiming she couldn't take the insults anymore. A video of Beatrice insulting a customer surfaced online and spread quickly. "Who do these peasants think they are?" she had said on camera. Her words, once coated in sugar, now dripped with venom. Her arrogance had turned into poison. Michael tried again. "Beatrice, you weren't always like this. People loved you for your heart, not your power." She scoffed. "Love doesn't build empires, Michael. Power does." But power wasn't enough when the riots came. A protest turned violent near her shop one night. She rushed there, screaming at the top of her lungs, only to see her store looted and vandalized. Her empire lay in ruins. Still, her pride kept her from crying. She told anyone who would listen that jealous people had done it. That she was too big for this town. Then came the accident. She was speeding to confront a competitor she suspected of orchestrating the riot when her car skidded and hit a pole. Broken and bruised, she was hospitalized for weeks. In that lonely hospital room, silence echoed louder than anything she'd ever heard. Michael was there, quietly attending to her, though she continued lashing out at him for the smallest things. And then the woman returned. The one in rags. But she was no beggar. She was once a successful shop owner herself who had lost everything to a fire. She brought soup to Beatrice's bedside, and for the first time in years, Beatrice had no cruel words to say, just a quiet, hollow look. "I used to be like you," the woman said gently, "until I realized that you rise faster when you lift others with you." Michael left her 2 days later. No words, just a folded letter. "I can't keep loving someone who keeps tearing everything down, including me." Alone now, Beatrice stared at the ceiling and saw herself, not as the queen she imagined, but as a tyrant who'd driven everyone away. The silence burned. That was when the healing began. She called every former staff member and apologized, not just with words, but with actions. She gave them compensation and offered to help them open their own stalls. She joined a community shelter and started feeding the poor every weekend. Slowly, her store, what was left of it, reopened. But she didn't name it after herself this time. It simply read, Rising Hands. She began mentoring young girls who wanted to start their own businesses. She taught them all she knew, but this time with heart. She told them, never let power blind you. If you forget kindness, you've already failed. One evening, Michael walked into the shop again. She didn't cry. She didn't beg. She just said, I'm not the same woman anymore. He looked at her, his eyes soft. I know, he replied. And in that moment, Beatrice understood what she had lost and what she had finally found. Most people's ugly attributes are hid in poverty. When they are wealthy, they show you who they truly are. No matter how rich you are, treat people fairly. Tomorrow is pregnant and we don't know what it will birth. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more valuable stories. Like and comment.